What's going on, Sooner Nation? Welcome back. Sooner Surge live show in a very stormy day and stormy evening. Where I'm at, where y'all are at, probably a lot of you guys and gals, very stormy. So thanks for joining tonight. We're going to see how this goes. I have power right now. We'll see if I continue to have power. It's raining really hard. There's been a lot of storms around the area. So we're going to talk some football. We're going to talk softball, whatever else you want to talk about. So let's get this thing going. Thanks for joining me tonight. We'll see if Germ gets on there. I know he was having some power issues as well, but we'll see if he joins. What's up, Dalpo, Monty, Jen, Teresa, Lori? What's going on? Hit the like already. So Lori says hit the like. You saw the cover, the graphic. Little quarterback talk maybe tonight. Kind of wanting to get everybody's thoughts on this with JadenO'Neal. We already know committed to Oklahoma, but will he stay committed to Oklahoma? You got Bo Bentley as a guy that OU really wants as well. I believe Eli Letterman on Twitter put it out that he's visiting LSU now May 30th, I think, if I remember right, and OU on June 6th. So OU gets the last visit of the two. What's your thoughts on that? We'll talk about it here. What's up, Could You Goated? Selene, glad you are safe. I know you were in that area where there was some tornadoes today. Glad you're safe out there. Monty, I want to see Monty here first. Monty, praying for you today, man. Surgery went well. Got about go back in 2 weeks to get stitches out and be okay. Great news, Monty, that it went well. Really good to hear. I think maybe Jeremy is on here. Jeremy there? Maybe not. We'll see if he joins us. He says he's on here, but I don't hear him, so I don't know what's going on. Okay. Let's get to this. Okay. Mark says, my thoughts are that Oklahoma is playing with fire and could possibly end up with no quarterback. Well, they're going to end up at the quarterback, but you mean one of those two? I've heard people say that. I don't think that's going to happen. Chester says, if Arbuckle wants Bentley over O'Neal, then why wouldn't we want him over O'Neal? I agree with you, Chester. And my thing is this: if OU wants Bentley and Arbuckle thinks Bentley fits what he's going to do better, then June 6th, I would think OU lands Bentley. After that, he'll commit. After that visit, they get the last visit between them and LSU. If I think then you would see a commitment, and then O'Neal would decide to probably go elsewhere. I believe O'Neal's been taking visits, so I mean, you have both parties or you have people that like Bentley, you have people that like O'Neal. It kind of can go either way. And I'm with you though, Chester. Bentley, I think, is where I'm leaning. 918 says the same thing. Bentley would be sooner, in my opinion. Nussmeier, top 3 quarterback in 27 class. This is a good point, 918. Really good point. Nussmeier, top 3 quarterback in 27 class, and an LSU lean. I don't believe Bentley will end up at LSU. I think he'll end up at OU as well. And that would mean O'Neal will go elsewhere. And what's crazy is you got, he's in Oklahoma high school now. And then you got Mason James also in Oklahoma high school. Those are the top 2 players in the state. And neither one of them may end up at OU, which is kind of crazy. Bentley may not want Arbuckle and could go to LSU. I think Bentley wants Arbuckle. Just my perspective. I don't know anything. I'm just saying I got a good feeling about it. But not surprised, Bevo, you're saying that. I'm an O'Neal guy. I don't know exactly, but I am. There you go. I'm not upset. I just feel for the O'Neal kid and his family. But here's the thing, Mark, and here's the thing. O'Neal did not commit to Arbuckle. He committed OU, but Luttrell was there. It happens all the time in college athletics where you commit and a coach moves on, and then the new coach wants somebody else, or maybe not to say that Arbuckle doesn't want O'Neal. Maybe he likes Bentley better. I don't know. I don't know the scenario and how it's going to work out. I think we might. Jeremy, are you on here? I don't know if Jerem's on here or not. It says he is. Hello? Hello, Jeremy. Are you here? It says you're muted. So I don't know, Jeremy. It says you're muted. Not sure. Maybe it's the power issue or something. If you get it figured out, we'll get you on here. I think Mason James will have a great. It's from 918. I think Mason James will have a great college career. But I'm not mad that it won't be in a senior. Okay. I mean, I see what you're saying there. They've had a lot of those size receivers. So I think Daniel, this is in regards to Bevo. He had his top 5 list today. I don't have it in front of me, but maybe he is putting on a costume, Mark. Who knows? Who knows? I just got a text from him. Let's see what the text says. I don't know. I was trying to unmute you, Jeremy. I don't know what you were trying to do on there. Yeah, I'm not going to get into all this stuff with Bevo tonight. Bevo, if you got some good stuff to say, I'll throw it up there. If not, I'll probably just ignore it. Not going to lie. What else is going on? I mean, we could talk, but let's just go ahead and open up the phone lines, Hunter. Let's get them open. I don't know how long this thing's going to last with my power, so let's get this thing rolling. If you want to call in early, I'll get the phone lines open early for you. There it is right there. StreamYard link right there. Click it, unmute your mic. We'll get you on here, talk. You got softball region, super regionals opening up Friday, not Thursday. It'll be Friday. Weather, I don't know about you guys, but weather doesn't look very good this weekend either. I see some thunderstorms in the area. Kind of looks like a rainy week. Gray God, there it is, top 5. Mason James, Missouri, Texas, Washington, K-State, OU. There you go. Most of them kind of around the area except Washington, kind of an outlier. Hey, I'm super pumped for the Thunder tomorrow night. I don't know about any of the other Thunder fans in here, but does it not feel like a monkey's been lifted off the back? For me as a fan, it just feels like, oh, man. And it shouldn't feel that way really with Minnesota still looming, but it just does. What's up, Austin? It just does to me. I just think it's maybe come tomorrow, maybe they offensively play a lot better. I'm hyped too, Greg. I'm hyped. Jeremy will be at the game tomorrow. He'll be joining us from the game afterwards. So should be a great time. Get these storms out of the way today. Don't have to deal with them tomorrow. Looks like they're moving east tomorrow. So maybe we have Jeremy this time. Let's see what we got. Jeremy, you there? Jeremy, you there? Hello, Jeremy. Called in for us. I don't know if I don't know what's going on. Yeah, go Thunder, Leslie. I'm with you. Go Thunder. Did you? I hate the fact that they're on the ESPN ABC gamut for the whole. They won't play on TNT ever again. How sad is that? That's sad. It's sad. They're playing Minnesota, Monty. Minnesota. I agree with you, Dowpost. I'm kind of tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm ready for it to be done. I do not live in Oklahoma. I live in Arkansas, Austin. Close to Oklahoma, but live in Arkansas. Jeremy, there? Hello, Jerm. Are you there? Not sure. Rest in peace, TNT. That's right. I'm kind of all over the place here. I apologize. Apologize, guys and gals. I'm kind of all over. So phone lines are open if you'd like to call in. Call in. Give me your thoughts. I have a trivia question. I'm going to go ahead and ask it. I know it's early in the show, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it before we get into callers. So here we go. And Hunter, you can verify this for me. I think I know the answer, but just verify in case I don't. But I'm pretty sure I do. I think Jeremy is on here now. Jeremy, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I hear some rain or something too.
There's no rain.
I hear you, man. You're on here. Hey, I got trivia. You ready for trivia? Here we go. Tell me what number Alex Caruso wore in the G League with the Thunder.
There's been a picture of him all over Twitter with Mark Dagnall.
That's where I'm going off of. Yes, correct. He was with Mark Dagnall there.
That was when Alex Caruso had hair.
Yeah, and he looked way worse.
Way worse.
Way worse with hair.
Oh.
Not four. I mean, Hunter, you can verify me. That's not what I'm going with as the answer.
So 918 actually missed one.
If I'm right on this,
it's a big if. I'm so done with no power. I'm done with it.
How long have you not had power, Jerm?
Since about 4 o'clock today.
Really?
No internet, no power, no nothing.
You haven't had it for that long? That's kind of crazy. I still don't see the answer, guys.
I'm on my phone trying to do this in the vehicle because my phone's not working inside my house even.
Wow, that's crazy. Jerm, no power search. Man, I'm still not seeing the answer. Hunter, am I right? I think I'm right on what I know. I'll text you. But I've not seen the answer yet. And now I did see it from 918. And this is what I think it is. It's 21. That was based off the picture I saw. So I'm going to go with that as the answer. So 918, you did get it. There you go. 21. KB, hope you're doing well. I know you were kind of in the middle of it as well tonight.
I hope my electricity comes back on. I hope that's a good sign for me.
Yeah, I would. Greg, you're right about this. It's probably, you can have some big ones up there, but it's less amount of times. I don't like this time of year. I don't like it. Too much rain. I don't like it. Kind of tired of it already. And
I learned something about the great Travis Myers today.
What's that?
Someone told me that when he wears boots, it's going to be bad. Did you know that?
What's that have to do with anything?
If he's wearing his boots,
you don't see his boots on the TV.
Well, if he's wearing his boots, watch out, they say.
That could be for a lot of people. If they're wearing their boots, you better look out. It could be a day. I don't know, man. I've never seen a weatherman's shoes ever in my life. I've only seen from about knees up, Germ. I don't think I've ever seen a weatherman's shoes. So I don't know how I would answer that question. What do you think about the Bentley O'Neal stuff, Jerm? Give me your thoughts.
As Kevin Costner said in draft day to the Seattle owner, we want Bo. We want Bo. I want Bo Bentley, Jay.
But do you think that's who they want?
Yes. What do you mean? What do you mean? Do we think that's who they want? Aren't they pursuing him?
Well, what I'm saying is, like, are they just dragging O'Neal along until that happens?
That's not what you asked. You said, do they want Bo Bentley? Obviously, they do.
I know, but they're not going to land both of them, Germ. So
I think they want both of them.
They're not landing both.
They can want both.
Hey, I understand they want both. I get that. And I know they want both, but I don't see a world where they could land both. I don't see how you can do that in this day and age of college football, land two of the top quarterbacks in the recruiting class.
I don't either, Jay.
So I just don't see how that's going to happen. Possibly, Germ. Too much NIL tied up. I mean, I just don't see how you could do it this day and age. And with transfer portal stuff, I just don't know. They might want both. I think they prefer one over the other, and they're dragging one along probably. I don't know, though. We got KB on the line. What's up, KB?
Come on, brothers.
Man, you staying safe, huh?
Yeah, if I go silent, you'll know another tree fell off the side of the river.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for the updates in the Discord. The
man,
weatherman KB.
They were getting it now. I mean, it was terrible. They said it's supposed to be like that tomorrow too.
You're getting a lot.
By the way,
you're getting a lot of flooding coming your way. I think
I'm getting a ton of rain right now.
Yeah.
Don't kill the messenger here. I just want y'all's opinion. I heard something funny, and I thought it was just a Texas view, and then I heard it from some OU guys last night when I was up late watching, my sports stuff. But Jerry Hamilton that does our recruiting.
Yeah.
Well, they were out talking. He's been out, when recruiting lately, Florida, doing all that kind of stuff. And they were talking about different players, he said, and everything. Well, quarterbacks got brought up because, we've already got our 26, and now they're kind of starting to look at 27 and then whatnot. Anyway, the Oklahoma thing came up with quarterbacks. Long story short, the guy that was talking to Jerry said, man, listen, from what we gather, there's a little bit of rub going on between coaches and Nagy, because coaches are scared of their jobs, and Nagy's wanting to do this as a 3 or 5 year deal down the road, and they ain't really too concerned about tomorrow, next year. And so I thought, oh, that's just whatever. Well, then CJ Vogel on another show said he heard the same thing, and I was thinking, man, that's kind of weird. So last night I was watching, and I've never seen this show before, Barry Wise and
Damien,
and they were talking about it, and Damien said how he was disappointed because he thinks JadenO'Neal's the best quarterback, and he said the problem he has with it between the two, and it doesn't matter, but he said is the way they came in here and did it. Jaden moved down here to Oklahoma, and he's probably going to end up going somewhere else, and that's going to look terrible. He said number one for optics, and he said, but the second thing I heard is the coaching staff is in a riff with Nagy. He said the exact same thing. And he said, I'm at the facilities a lot. And he said, I'm telling you. And he said, they're worried about, he said, the biggest part of it is they don't feel that Nagy has BV in mind in the future plans. And the other part of their problem is they said that their input on what they need to coach to make this team better, like now, he said that what he was told by one directly is they don't have any input in that hardly, and that is a big rub right now.
Well, I would say the quarterback thing with O'Neal, honestly, I think Bentley fits what Arbuckle wants to do better.
Well, he said he understood that, but Arbuckle's, but even Bentley's looking at LSU. And he said the problem, it's just the optics of it. These kids, if you don't think that they won't find somewhere to go for more money and something going, man, what the heck's going on there? He said it just don't look good to have a kid come down here. He goes to Mustang, probably has a chance at winning a national championship, they said, this year at that particular school. And now all of a sudden you just change direction on him, and he's going to go a different direction. He said I'm hearing that ain't setting real well with everybody.
Yeah, but you also can't just give it to him because he.
Well, Jay, that's my point. If a kid moves to state to play closer to where he wants to go to college, and the college ends up going after another quarterback as well, either stay and compete or leave. But
and that's what the whole thing. He was like, well, he got him down here, and the coaches want him. And built a relationship with him, and then when Nagy came along, he kind of wants to go a different direction because he goes to Dollar General a lot, and he wants to go another direction, and they just didn't feel that was right because they'd spent all this time with relations, and that's what even Damien, I guess you said his name, when he goes, man, you don't win these kids and have good relations in the locker room overnight. He says those coaches spent lots of time trying to get him in here. And then all of a sudden now their input is not. He said, but that is the deal that Nagy wants to go a different direction.
But their input
here's my question.
With Bentley.
Jay, they have input, but if they're going after it's the coaches that want Bentley. I mean, they're pursuing Bentley, right?
No. He said the coaches are the ones that had made the relationship for so long to get O'Neal.
But it's also
committed.
The coaches who like Bo Bentley.
Yeah, Arbuckle really likes Bentley.
But Arbuckle did. That's what I'm saying. Arbuckle and Nagy took it the different direction. These other coaches are
Well, Arbuckle's
I
the
think,
OC.
hey, KB, I think the offensive coordinator should have all the say in who he wants at quarterback.
I agree. Absolutely.
You don't think the offensive coordinator should
No, I think he should have a big. I
he
think
should have all of it. BV's a defensive guy. It should be Arbuckle picking the
Well, and that's the other part of it. And that's the other part of it. They think there's a big rub there too. That BV ain't getting much of a say with Nagy. That was said with all three of them too.
But let's talk on that for a minute, because I'm not saying they're wrong. I don't know whether there's a rub or a rib or whatever you want to say, a riff, whatever. My point is,
they said tensions were high. That was Davian's.
I guess tensions were high when Jim Nagy went and rescued David Stone back. Did the coaches want that?
Well, he said, but that's the other thing. He said, he said, yeah, he got him back, but don't expect when we talked about this before, he said, that's the other part of it. If you think you're going to have a great recruiting class this year, he said, that ain't the plans. He said, that is not going to happen. They're not going to spend money to make it just try to win for this year. And
well, that's
where
what
a lot
Jim
of the
Nagy has
tensions are.
to do.
Huh?
Don't you think, as a GM, with the coach like BV, with the coach who's been struggling, if Jim Nagy's banking on BV, like Jim Nagy's got to do what's best for the program.
I don't think, but that's
GM.
the whole thing. With the way it's going, they don't think he's banking on BV. That's part of the whole rub. The other coaches, according to Damian, was saying it's like BV's not part of this plan. It's like looking beyond him, and they're having very little input about what's going on right now.
Well, and I don't know. Like Jeremy said, I don't know, but there definitely could be. You bring in a guy as a GM that's wanting to make moves with what he sees as talent. There's going to be probably some little struggle, tension, whatever you may say. I don't know what it all includes, but
you have to admit, and I don't care who you are, if you take the glasses off, dude, the recruiting and I know it's just May, but man, the recruiting for OU ain't been like it has been. Not even close.
No, BV this will be BV's probably lowest class, I would think.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's not. And that's what I'm saying. Those other two from Texas, you can take it from what it's worth. But then when I heard that from Damon again last night, dang near the same story. I was like, that's three stories that are, and I know Jerry ain't talked to Damon, but they don't probably know each other. You know what I'm saying? I thought, well, that's kind of weird,
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting. Bentley may choose LSU, and then OU gets O'Neal, and then maybe, who knows?
Yeah. No, he does think that Bentley's probably going to be the best bet. None of them thought that, and hey, we may all be wrong, but he said they didn't think any of those guys thought that Jaden was going to stay. They thought it was probably going to be.
I'm going to have to go back and watch Barry and Mac because.
Go watch it. I ain't going to come in here and tell you something that you can't go watch. So go watch it.
Yeah, I want to watch it just because
what would be really bad, and it would be a horrible look, is if you didn't end up with any of them. That would be horrible.
He didn't go as far as saying that. Now,
it'd be bad.
Damien kind of tippy-toed around how he said things, but Barry didn't. Barry and Damien's going like, you're supposed to get a lot of hate mail, and Barry's like, I don't care. I'm just telling you like I see it. Yeah. So, but I guess Damien he said he's close to the program, so he was direct about it, but kind of, you know what I'm saying? He was telling exactly what he thought, but he was tippy-toeing about how he said it. But Barry's like, man, Barry said, I just don't, yeah. So I don't know. But I'm not going to tell you anything that I know you can't go watch. I encourage you to go watch it.
Yeah, for sure. You usually do tell us where you get it, and for sure.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, that was. Now I watched it last night, and this stuff pops up on my timeline, so I didn't look at what the date was. So I don't know if it was a last night show or something that was 2 days ago. I don't know, but
yeah,
know.
Cool, man.
All right, guys. Hey, man, y'all stay safe.
Hey, you do the same, man. Appreciate it. Let's get to Jackson. Jackson's on the line. What's up, Jackson?
What's up, guys? Is Germ out of power there?
He's out of power, man.
Yes, I'm out of power.
Wow. Well, yeah. So Jay, I heard something that you said with you is that you think this is going to be the lowest ranked class that Brent Venables has had ever since he's gotten to OU.
Do you think
And
he is?
no, I don't. I don't think it's
Wait,
going
where
to
do
be
you think they're going to end up?
probably. I would say like number 9 or number 10. That's
You
where I
think they're
have
going to
them.
jump that high?
Yeah, because every year you see this that they don't get a ton of commits until OV season. That's how it's been under Brent Venables every single year.
I understand that, but I've been looking at the class and thinking, okay, who are they going to get to make them jump? And I don't know, man.
Like it's like realistically, I think maybe the only 5-star they can get is maybe a guy
That's what I'm
is
basing off of. What
yeah,
five
I would
stars
say
can
is
get jump?
maybe a guy like a Deuce Gerald's of the defensive lineman. He's from overseas. Last
Yeah, I
name
know you're
is
talking about. Yeah,
Sloan or something like that. He can rise really high, but
I could see them getting to top 15.
yeah, and I think you take it back. What was it that 2020? Two class or the class with Arnold and Bowen that everyone thought was going to be super duper special, and that class actually turned out super bad. They didn't really get any commits until OV season because you got Adebore and Jaquez Petaway, and then you even got Colton Volsek, who then flipped to Texas, and you got a bunch of other guys in the span of what was that, like a month? I think you got like over 10 commits. So that was big, but it's kind of a wait and see game with this class. Obviously, the recruiting board got changed when Jim Nagy came in because now he's the main guy along with the people that are required for
Yeah,
evaluating the talent
I don't
instead
see
of it.
how they jump that high, Jackson.
Right, and I think
Don't
USC also their class, and a lot of people are super high about that, but they always lose guys. I do think they have a phenomenal class, but I don't expect that to stick. Um, But it's a lot's gonna ride. I think that Bo Bentley is a lot better QB than JadenO'Neal. I've watched highlights on both of them. I'm a lot higher on Bo Bentley. I think there's just more there. I feel like JadenO'Neal. I feel like he's kind of peaked in high school. I don't know if his ceiling is much higher than what it is now. But Bo Bentley, I think he has more tools to be a better QB in the SEC. Um, but yeah, it'll be really interesting to see just what that class is like. I feel like we haven't spoken on recruiting, Jay, in months.
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot going on until
No,
recently.
no. Yeah, it's true.
I
Because
mean,
the other day wasn't they got Ja'Cory Smith out of Arkansas?
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Uh,
It's a
they
great
just
get. A 4-star linebacker is a great get.
he's really athletic too.
yeah, they need a
So
lot more of that. They need a lot
can
more.
is Ja'Cory Smith, Jay? Is he from close to your area?
I don't know where he's from, to be honest.
Is it Parkview? Maybe I want to say.
No, that's not around here.
No.
Not that I know of, not that I've heard of, anyway.
Okay. Well, I see Eric's comment here. I know him, but I'm just trying to talk. Like I know I'm rambling, but yeah,
You're
it's
London,
just.
man.
It's gonna be super interesting to see where this class ends up. I think it's gonna be 9, 10, maybe 11 potentially, but I know Jay, you said it's gonna be 15, but I wouldn't be shocked if we see Oklahoma now if they maybe take more developmental guys as recruits, and then if they get plug and play guys that are transfers immediately.
I think they're going to be hitting the portal a little more than they have, is what I think. And high school recruiting won't be as I don't know, just I'm getting the vibe.
And this comment from Lone Wolf, Bo Bentley screaming Jackson Arnold to me. How
That's an opinion. Lone Wolf may think that. I mean,
yeah.
I
I don't see it. I think a lot of the issues with Jackson Arnold weren't necessarily his fault. I don't think he was developed when he was starting.
we'll find out this year.
Didn't have the offense
We'll
around
find
him,
out
but
with Auburn. We'll find out.
yep.
I mean, because if he goes out there and lays an egg, I think you can say a lot of it's on Arnold. If he goes out there and performs really well, then yeah, you could say, okay, a lot of the coaches had a lot of thing to do with the development. So,
and I mean, Jay, I do agree with what you said. Is if they're not able to get either, it kind of puts them in a big hole. Like that's not good. So
yeah, you can't lose both of these guys. You got to get one.
And you're not going to get both. Two top 250 QBs aren't going to stay in the same class in this day and age.
Yeah, you're no way.
It's just not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
So,
hey, thanks for the call, Jackson.
Yep.
Mess, that's pretty funny. Why is Jackson debating Jackson on Sooner?
Hey, I'm bothered by something.
What are you bothered by?
Well, I need to go watch the Barry and Mac show that KB
Go
was
watch
talking
it,
about.
Jerm. Get off here and go watch it if you want to, Jerm.
Because I couldn't understand it. If it's is he implying that people are upset that Nagy's here because now BV has to answer to someone else about who they're going to go get? Like Jim Nagy's job is to evaluate talent, and that's what everyone here said. Oh, this is great. We got a guy to evaluate talent. Now are people saying, well, it's not fair because BV? Like, I'm just curious how it went down. I'm curious.
I don't know. I'd have to go watch it, Jerm. But I think that's the key thing was KB saying that Mackey was saying there was tension between the coaches because
I don't know. I thought Nagy's done pretty good in the offseason. He kept Stone. He got Jaden like.
Hey, KB, I don't think he's saying you're lying. That's not what I think he's saying. I think he's just.
I'm not. No, KB, you're totally missing the point. I am not saying you're lying at all. I'm saying I want to watch it. I want to know why OU fans, specifically OU fans, really wanted a guy like Jim Nagy, and now there's people, and I don't know. I haven't watched it, so I can't say where it seems like. I don't know. Did Mackey seem upset about the whole thing? That's my question, I guess.
Well, I think the thing is, like, what you got to look at with Jim Nagy. I mean, I think KB, the comment was about he doesn't have the coaches in his best interest. He's more about down the future. Well, he has to be down the future. I mean, he has to be win right now as well, but I don't think he can be, well, Brent Venables is our guy for the next 6 years. So whatever he wants. So I think that's a little bit of
one
both.
of the Jay, one of the biggest things that I wanted when Jim Nagy came was that it would get rid of some of the loyalty stuff, which is one of BV's biggest hindrances. And I guarantee you there probably is somewhere Jim Nagy said, yeah, we're not keeping this guy. And I'm sure some coaches are like, come on, man, we need to keep this guy. This guy's a true Sooner. This guy's been with us forever. There probably is some tensions being cut, but I thought that's what people wanted.
I don't know, Jerm.
I said, for one, yes, bring a guy who's going to make the difficult decisions if BV can't do that.
918 says Nagy building the best roster possible on OU budget, regardless of who's coaching it. Nothing wrong with that.
Correct.
Correct. And maybe the key thing there is budget.
And by the way, hey Jay, by the way, if Jim Nagy was building this team and in his mind he thinks that Brent Venables is the coach for the next 20 years, then I guess Jim Nagy's not doing the right thing. Jim Nagy's got to prepare for whoever the coach is. He's about player development. He's about player evaluation. He's not evaluating coaches.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I think it'll be interesting. You know, I think you got to give Nagy a year or two to kind of see what his process is. What is his process? What is the budget for Oklahoma? I mean, Hunter texted me something earlier. I'd have to pull it up from Ross Dellinger about some new. Maybe Hunter can drop it in the chat. It was a tweet earlier from Ross Dellinger and about NCAA and stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, the whole budget thing, the budget spending, whatever it is. I mean, there's a lot of things you're going to have to see if it's going to work, whatever it may be. There it is right there. Hunter dropped it in there if you want to go check that out. Yeah, hey, Colin, I'm not sure if it's landed or not. It might still be in orbit. Could still be. Still storming over here where I'm at. Pinching pennies and losing sight of winning, Mark says. Hey, let's get to Platoon 20. What's up, Platoon?
Hey, guys, I'm kind of out on the loop in this, so correct me for sounding stupid here, but does OU even have a donation platform where just regular fans can donate, or do you have to be some big corporate person to donate to NIL?
No, regular fans can donate.
Okay, do you go to how do you do that? Do you go to the university website or what's
isn't it One Oklahoma?
Is that what it is? Okay.
I think it's that website. I may be wrong. They've changed it a few times, I thought. So, but I know somebody will know it in here, but I thought it was like One Oklahoma. Yeah, there it is. OneOklahoma.com. Anybody can donate there.
Okay, I'll do that. I definitely want to provide something, but up to this point, I've only heard of like, big corporations doing it. So, but I'll check that out. I think we need as much help as we can get. Obviously, we're dealing with some big time programs that have big time billionaire donors, and I'm obviously not a billionaire, but if we could get even a little bit of fan support, that might help some ways.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, maybe their budget spending, Germ just got knocked off here, and Platone. I don't know what happened. Budget spending by what you have as a budget. If the budget gets bigger, then obviously you can spend more money. I don't know. Like I said, I've never been behind the scenes on money stuff as far as Oklahoma, so I can't tell you how much money they have to spend. But just by some of the comments people say and you read, maybe they are trying to spend a certain amount within a budget. And Jerm, I know, thinks that's good for the future because he thinks it's going to change. I don't know if it will. I really don't know if it will. I don't know if I think the big dogs that are spending will continue to spend money. I don't think that's going to change until something really happens with the rules or something. Welcome aboard. One Oklahoma, I think is what Teresa's saying. Matt says Nagy wants to commit NIOS to a 2-deep. NFL GMs prioritize you. And he does come in with an NFL background. He's hiring NFL guys to help run it. So we'll see. But I think that whole thing, you have to see how it works after a year or two and just seeing how it's working. You got to see. Will softball save OU sports? Softball cannot save OU sports. Hey, Ron, they could win the next 10. They could win 15 championships in a row. It will not save football. It will not save OU basketball. Those are the money-making sports. Softball needs OU football to be good, okay? Because you heard Kirby Smart state last week, there are going to be sports starting to be cut soon because they can't survive. And OU won't ever cut softball, but there are going to be sports cut if you can't start getting more money. It's just, it will happen. Throwing NIL contracts at 105 players on a roster is reckless. There will be change, but always have holes until something is set in stone. Yeah. And even when there's change, there's going to be behind the closed doors money drops. It's going to happen, and you aren't going to change that. I don't care what rules they put in place. There will be teams that spend money outside of the rules. It's going to happen. I don't care who you are. You're not going to control that. There's going to be ways to do it, and there will be more of that because there's always been that. Go back a long time, and there's always been that. So, Colby says, couldn't tell you what quarterbacks have come from the Denton area schools, but has been a lot of other positions. Yeah, Chick-fil-A bags, McDonald's bags, whatever, man. There's going to be money out there. There will be. I should, because it really would inform you what happens when a team can spend money and when one can't. I don't know. Oh, I think he's talking about soccer. Sorry. Hey, have a good night, Monty. Have a good night. Hey, speaking of batteries, car battery died today. I haven't bought a car battery in probably 5 or 6 years. I was like, I'm glad it's the car battery, but luckily it died in my garage, so I wasn't out with it. So that's good. Angriest you've been with Thunder, Jason? Are you asking the angriest I've been? I'm confused, Austin, what you're asking. So here we go. You got the Thunder tomorrow, game 1. I think you got to come out here and play well in game 1. Minnesota, you got Ant versus SGA. I think tomorrow you get the announcement before the game. I think SGA is announced as MVP tomorrow night. I think it happens. Jeremy, you'll be able to see that live and in person, I think. I think it's going to happen. Big game. You got softball Friday, opening up the Super Regionals against Alabama. That's kind of what's on tap this week. Platone says, nowadays, modern cars put all those stupid extra stuff on top of the battery. Yeah, and I don't even mess with it. I just take an AutoZone or Walmart and see if they can do it. I'll tell you this right now. I'll be the first one to admit, guys and gals, I am not a handyman. I am not a mechanic. I can't fix diddly squat. I mean, I can watch a YouTube. Hey, let me tell you something funny, okay? I'm going to close with this tonight because you guys all know this if you run the live show a few days ago. My refrigerator was acting up. So after the live show, I went in there. I watched multiple YouTube videos, all kinds of stuff. I thought I found out what it was. I thought it was a door switch. Kept messing with things. Finally, it was like midnight or 12:30. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was getting frustrated. I'm going to bed. I go into my room, go to bed, and you can just hear that thing beeping every 5 seconds, just singing a song. Well, get up the next morning, and my son had fixed it. My 18-year-old son who just graduated college that morning, or sorry, not college, graduated high school that morning, said, hey, Dad, I fixed the fridge. It kept beeping. I was like, yeah. He goes, oh, I kind of fiddled with the door switch. I was like, golly, I've fiddled with that thing for 2 hours. Don't know what he did, but he hasn't beeped since. So there you go. My 18-year-old son's a lot smarter than I am on handyman stuff and fixing stuff. So I think we got a caller on the line before we get off here. We got Sooner Thrawn. What's going on, Sooner Thrawn?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. Where are you at in Arkansas?
I'm in Bentonville area.
Oh, okay.
Fayetteville.
Yeah,
Bentonville, Fayetteville, yep.
Oh, yeah. So, you've at least probably heard of Stillwell, Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah. Strawberry Festival there, Stillwell.
Oh, yeah. That's where my dad grew up.
Oh, man, they had some big storms down there tonight.
I mean, that nobody lives there now in my family, but
that's where it's not too far from me.
Oh, yeah, that's like Fayetteville was the big town. It's like 45 minutes. So
yeah.
No, he grew up there and he played against Steve Owens. He got ran over by Steve Owens.
Yeah,
because he played at Miami and Stillwell was not the size of Miami. Miami was way bigger than Stillwell was back then. But yeah, that's just that town is. I don't know if you remember, but I bet your parents do remember Stillwell frozen vegetables in stores. I don't know if you might not, but I bet your parents do because that was the big business there, and that was my granddad was part owner of it.
Really?
Yeah. So that was like the town was like 3,000 people, and half the town worked there. So,
that's crazy. Yeah.
And then I lived there till I was 7, and then we moved to Oklahoma City.
Nice.
So yeah, I know the East Oklahoma. I don't go there near as I've been to Tulsa way more because that's where my grandparents moved to. But I'll be going that way a little bit more now when Lexi, she'll be there in August. I may be going in. I don't know if I'm good. She has orientation in a month, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go or not. But I may. But I'll definitely go when she moves up there.
Yeah, if you come, hit me up, man. I'll be glad to meet you, man.
Yeah, because it'd be. Yeah, if we could work that out, that would be good. Because definitely, I'm going to be at least in Fayetteville a few times. I'd like to go to a football game or something.
Yeah, I'm ready for OU to play in Fayetteville football.
I always thought it was very odd that they didn't play very often. It always seemed like a natural. They should have played a lot more, but they didn't. So hopefully they will. I know they will at least next year, and hopefully at least the next couple of years they'll play them. So that'd be cool. But yeah, I don't really. I don't know what these people. First of all, I don't know what the guy's talking about. The guy's bringing up soccer and stuff. I don't know what that means. I saw his post. I don't know what that guy means. What do you know what he means? I don't know what he's talking about.
What was it about?
Something about soccer and OU is some soccer team and the others are. I don't really. The part that I don't really think that frustrates me a little bit is people act like that this NIL thing and all this stuff is new and that OU doesn't bullshit. OU does have a lot of money. They spend a lot of money, and people have given lots and lots of money for the last 50 years. That's why we've been one of the best programs. There's a reason why. It's not because we're just better than everyone. It's the support that I don't think people understand how much money was given way before this NIL stuff.
I agree. I think OU's got money, but do you think OU spends it like other schools?
I don't know, because the problem is I don't believe anything about all these numbers. Nobody knows if they're real. They're just floated out there. It's not like you can go to a website called Sports Track and you can look up the Dallas Mavericks or the Minnesota Timberwolves. You can see how much they spend on each player. You can see what they actually are spending. You can do that for every team in the pros, major basket. It's an awesome website. I look at it all the time. There's nothing like that with this. Nobody knows if Texas really spends 30 or OU spends 15.
but
Nobody
if you
knows any of that.
Yeah, but if you look at the rosters like Ohio State last year when they said they spent almost 30, if you look at who they got out of the portal and who they got recruiting wise, you can kind of put two and two together and saying they spent a lot of money.
Yeah, but they're saying that nobody knows. They can just say it. People lie. All the internet is half of that stuff is lie.
Yeah, you could definitely lie, but I think if you look at the going rate of a lot of the guys that are out there and the guys that they got, you're thinking, well, they probably paid a pretty good penny for that.
And that's probably true, but I don't really know if all the numbers are true or not, because we don't even know what the contracts are. We don't even know, like, how does it work? Like, when I heard Arkansas may sue the kid, the brother of Nico. How does the contract work? He was there for one spring. Does he get $10,000? Does he get any money? Does he get 50? Does he get nothing? Because he literally played not one down for them. Nobody knows how any of that works.
Yeah, that's true.
And nobody knows how, and it's not been around long, where there's probably in several years now, there's going to be a lot of lawsuits both ways. But it'll be all handled behind the scenes. Nobody will know. And the thing about it is, and I still go back to this, why one of the biggest things that hurt us, and I just don't think we're as far behind Texas as some people think. You just look at them. I don't care what anybody says. I know we're not as good as Texas was last year, but that schedule that we played compared to them was enormously worse. Their schedule was a complete joke. And I don't believe, why do we really think how good they would have been when the only good SEC team they played, they lost to them twice? Why do we assume that they would have gone like 11-1 versus our schedule?
I'm not thinking they'd go 11-1.
That's my point is, are people picking them in the top 3 this year because their schedule's so lame?
Well, you have to take into consideration everybody's schedule.
And that's another thing. There was a guy that here, I don't remember who it was, in the chat that said, "Oh, if Venables doesn't do it this year, we'll be gone for 10 years." How does he have that logic? Horrible programs like Indiana, Arizona State, SMU that were 3-9 2 years ago were in the playoffs this year. 1 year later.
Well, I think the difference is, though, look at the conference they're in.
No, but look, that's my point. Who did Indiana play? They didn't have to play any of the good teams.
Well, that's true.
Neither did really Arizona State. And guess what? Neither did Texas.
I agree, but wouldn't you also say this, Sooner Thrawn, as an OU fan? Because I'm one of these people as an OU fan. I said for the last 7 years, I said, give me Alabama, give me all of them. I want to play them all in the SEC because we're OU. We're going to go in there and we can beat those guys.
No, I don't say I just think it makes them, people saying, well, recruiting's hurting because of the record. Yes, I agree, because Texas' schedule would have been about 9-3, and we probably would have been 8-4 with theirs, and we probably wouldn't have that schedule. I don't agree that we shouldn't have played them. I just don't think we should have been screwed over and played all the good teams, and they literally got none of them. And the biggest thing is they lost to both times, and they had it all set up. They literally blew their whole chance. Texas ruined their chance. I'm telling you. This past season, they got the worst OU team in 25 years. They got the worst Michigan team in 15 years. Yes, those are big names, not good wins though. Not good teams. Those were not good teams. And that fumble goes out of the end zone in the first half. OU Texas, it's 7-3 against that horrible OU team that was playing a bunch of freshmen and backup linebackers. Nobody even knew we were playing nobody. And Texas only had 7-3 if that goes out of the end zone. 7-3 against that horrible OU team, and they didn't play any other good teams. They barely beat Vandy. They barely beat Arkansas, and they were down 23-0 at half when they had the one big game. Even they did that for them. It's at home. We're going to give it to you. Perfect. 23-0. And then against Georgia in the SEC title game, the backup quarterback couldn't throw the ball, and they ran for 200 yards. I'm sorry. Why are they they're so overhyped? How Sark drives me bananas. first and goal at the 1 versus Ohio State. He has a 6'5", 240-pound quarterback. He didn't play him one time. There was a guy in there that put in there, and that's why I'm so sick of this.
Hey, but Sooner Thrawn, I'm going to play a little devil's advocate here. Okay, you can only do with what your schedule you're dealt with.
But it's not fair. It's not.
I agree with you, and I agree. The SEC, I don't think you can play two back-to-back years the same teams. I think they need to change it.
Ridiculous.
I think you do one schedule one year, and the next year it's
they
totally
rigged it for Texas, and Texas still blew it.
I agree.
They are not near as good as they show. They barely beat Arkansas. They barely beat Vanderbilt.
But at the same time, you say they barely beat Arkansas. I get it. But who won the national championship last year?
Of course, Ohio State.
And wasn't Texas right in that game to win it?
But wasn't Texas, shouldn't they have lost Arizona State the week before?
Wasn't Texas on the goal line to win that game?
Texas was one play from losing to Arizona State.
But weren't they on the goal line to beat Ohio State?
And that's my proven how Sark didn't learn from what he did against OU. He didn't play Manning one play. He didn't. Why is he such an elite? He put in the notes. Manning's better than Carson Beck. Okay, so what you're saying is, and I agree, Sark is not that good because he played against Carson Beck 2 times and he didn't play Manning one play.
Yeah, and hey.
So what does that guy mean? That why is he saying Manning's better than Beck and Sark didn't play him one play in 2 games? How is he saying Manning's better than Beck, or he says Sark's the dumbass? Because if Manning was no, you look up there. A guy said someone said Manning's better than Beck. Manning played against Beck 2 times. It didn't play one down.
I would take Manning over Beck.
Then why? So you're saying Sark's just like me, not that smart. Why would he play him? Why didn't he play him then?
I think he was a loyalty, just like Colby says. I think it's a loyalty thing to Quinn. They were going to ride Quinn.
Stupid. It cost them a national championship probably. Because they're going to go 9-3 this year. Can't Texas play 5 games this year? They're going to lose 3 of these games. Ohio State, they're at Georgia, they're at Florida, they're OU, and they have A&M at home. They will lose 3 of those games. Their schedule is not near as easy as it was last year.
I could really care less on Texas. I just want OU to win. I mean,
and we will. We'll beat them. I mean, we're going to go 9-3 and make the playoffs. But no, people compare us. It's an obvious comparison because we always have been. We always have been because we recruit against each other. We play every year. We came to the SEC the same time.
That's part of OU Texas. It's always going to be compared.
I agree, but that's where the part of making the schedule so different makes it where we're already at a disadvantage, where it makes them look like they're so much better when they're really not that much better.
Hey, here's the thing, though, Sooner Thrawn. I agree. The schedule, they got to figure out a way to make it a little bit more.
When's the last time Texas, when the teams were pretty even? When they're pretty even, when's the last time Texas beat us? Not like last year where you're playing true freshmen everywhere. Or you're 22
when it was even.
I'm talking about when we both have quarterbacks, both have experience. When's the last time they beat us?
Wait, but I don't understand here. You're saying Texas just way better than OU, right? That's what you're saying then.
I'm saying they're better when they have the better. If you look at their record when they play teams, when they have a superior talent and experience. They win.
They have more talent than OU.
Not that much more. Do you remember from 22 to 23, the biggest difference we went from a pretty good defense and a really good quarterback in OC? What happened? 2024, we had a horrible disaster OC and had a bunch of injuries. Oh, let me guess. 25, we now have an OC that's played with this quarterback too. We're going to have a better offensive line. We have the better running back. All of a sudden, Oklahoma is now in the realm of Texas. Last year, it wasn't even close. We are. And when's the last time Texas beat us when they did that?
Hey, we'll find out this year.
It was 2018, and they almost lost. They almost blew it.
I hope this is the year. I hope OU beats
We will beat them. We will beat them. We will beat them. We will, because look back at Texas. When they play teams that are similar in talent and experience, they lose 90% of the time.
Hey, we'll see.
2 years ago, 23, OU, Washington, and
hello? You there? Soonathron, are you there?
You watched.
You there, Soonathron? You're cutting out.
Yep.
Oh, there you are. Hey, yeah. Hey, thanks for the call. You're cutting out a bit, but hey, good. Thanks for the call, Soonathron. Hey, a couple of things. The Texas stuff, Texas they've been in the playoff the last few years. It's time for them to go win a national championship. If they want to, it's their time. They need to go win an actual championship. Last time they won it was before OU, though. They won it before OU has. But the other thing, though, the schedule. Let me talk about that schedule thing for a second. I agree with you, Sooner-thron, on the schedule. They got to figure out a way to make it more fair in the SEC and more balanced. But at the same time, as OU fans, I can't come on here. I know OU was dealt a very tough schedule in year one. They have another very tough schedule in year two. It's hard. It's difficult, probably the most difficult in the country. But you can't lose to Missouri with a backup quarterback. You can't lose games like that. You got to win those games. When you have a killer schedule, you got to beat teams like that. And that's my issue with Oklahoma right now is, their schedule's brutal when you got to play these teams. You may not win those games, but when you have a chance to win the games that you can win, you got to win them. And you got to close it out and win them. And I could really, honestly, I could care less what Texas does, to be quite honest. I know a lot of people compare OU and Texas. I just want OU to win, baby. That's all I want. And I want them to win now. I want them to win right now. And let's hope they do this year. I know Sooner-thron says 9-3. What do you guys say in the chat? I haven't made my prediction yet. I probably won't for a while, but yeah. Good stuff, Sooner-thron. Appreciate you calling in. Well, we're about at an hour tonight. So appreciate everybody being on here. It's been a good time talking football. It's nice to talk a little football. I know we got Thunder, we got softball coming up, but nice to talk a little bit of football. We'll continue this conversation tomorrow night. Before we get off here, check out the Fan Stop. You see it right there in the corner. www.thefanstop.com. Code SURGE, 10% off your first 3 months. Sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. Please do it. Check them out. Great merchandise, great people. thefanstop.com. Thanks for joining me. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. Thunder up. See you tomorrow. Boomer Sooner.